You sure you're alright with this? He is your dad, after all.
I know it's a lot to have to process, but still.
It's fine. Just knowing I have another father makes me happy. Besides, we need to pay tons of other people a visit first, right?
That's true. I need to report all this to Mother Kertel.
And I'd better drop by my temple. Bet I have a mountain of work waiting for me.
I can't thank you enough for everything you've done, Santis.
Oh, don't get all formal on me now. We're pals for life. Right, Ellie?
Yeah. I still can't believe you are one of the 9 lights. Of all people.
You still don't trust me?
Some things never change. Well, I'll meet you both back at Woodroost.
Father, I have returned.
Violet! Oh, how glad I am to see you safely home.
I have my brother to thank for that.
Is he not with you?
He tells me that he wishes to continue his journey a while longer.
I see. After making him suffer so. I doubt that he will ever recognize me as his father.
Not so.
Hmm?
After his travels come to an end, he intends to visit you. He also sends his warmest regards.
To me? Truly?
His exact words were, "Tell Dad I'll see him later."
Dad. Oh, how splendid.
Oh, is there like no dialogue here? That's interesting. I wish there was some dialogue here. Ah, yes, good chat. I wasn't able to hear any of it.
Still doesn't taste as good as Cyan's.
Oh yeah? Need a second opinion?
Oh!
Hey, Fionn.
Welcome back, Sai. Bow wow! And Flam, too! Cyan, you look good! Been working out?
You could say that. A lot happened. But look at you! You've also grown up a bit.
You think?
I've got so many stories for you. Why don't I tell you some while we eat?
Oh yeah, it doesn't take into account all those times we visit Fionn to give her souvenirs, obviously, because those are optional. Oh, this again. I'm sure the story's really great. I don't like the 3D model. So the 3D models up close look so weird to me. What on earth is Fionn doing there? Oh, I guess you're just telling Fionn about the journey. Oh yeah, that was a duel. Second worst fight in the game. Worst fight in the game.
I'm just glad you're safe after all that.
Yep, still in one piece. But, I'll be heading out again real soon.
Again? Oh. Well, don't worry about me. I'm doing fine.
Sorry I'm never around for you, Fionn.
As long as you stop by every once in a while, it's okay.
I gave you souvenirs. I did.
Thanks. Your cooking's really improved, by the way.
I'm glad you think so.
Well, time to hit the road again.
See you later, Sai.
Peace out. Both God and man. Hey, credits. In a new journey as a demigod. There you have it. Final boss, absolutely terrible. Worst fight in the game. Was not a fun experience. I'll leave the first attempt there on YouTube so you'll see why it sucks. But I'm gonna trim out all the others because honestly, I got really salty and I don't think it's worth viewing. This is a good game. I enjoy Trinity Trigger. It's got some problems. Some that stand out. The boss barrier gauge is my biggest issue with the game. The AI being terrible is also annoying. I honestly don't mind the combat being, like, simplistic or anything. Like, the combat was fine, but it did get annoying when bosses had barrier gauges and when the AI was terrible and you had to, like, you know, spam potions. I do kind of wish there was, like, healing magic in this game, like in Trials of Mana, or just mana games in general. So, I don't know. It would have been nice if they had some healing spells instead of relying on potions. Other ways to heal and stuff, because the AI sucks. Now, the rest of Trinity Trigger, I actually really like the lore of the game. I think the lore of the game is really interesting, and the story on paper is really cool, but the story kind of loses its footing after Stall. Like, I really like the pacing of the game from the beginning to Stall. I feel like it flows really well. You're interested in Cyan and his journey, and you meet Elise and Xantis, establishing those characters. I feel like after Stall, like after you meet Violet and after you get destroyed by Violet, the story kind of just, it goes like downhill. Like there's just not enough events that happen. It's like, oh, we lost to Violet. We have to get powered up triggers. That's all cool. I'm fine with that. However, I feel like the trigger power-ups didn't feel earned. Like we just got the trigger power-ups basically right after losing to Violet. And then like, we went to Violet again, and an otter kidnapped Violet, and then it was like the end of the game? So what I'm trying to say is, the game is too short. The game is like really short. I did side quests, and this game took me just over 20 hours. So, I don't know, side quests probably made up like 5 hours or something, give or take, so I honestly feel like this would have been like a 15-hour game without the side quests. Which, I don't normally complain about game lengths. If a game is short, that's fine. But this game didn't really use its length really well. Like, it had so much lore and so much stuff that kind of just went unexplained, I feel. It had so much lore and so much potential to be like, oh, like, we didn't really get to interact with much of the gods of Libras or whatever. Or, like, Xantis' backstory. He was, like, a guard of Solius or whatever. We got a little bit on Elise's background and Cyan's background, but not too much. Also, more on the triggers. I would have liked more lore on triggers. The way Flam's memories came back was really rushed. I feel like the second half of the game is just rushed, mostly. After Stall, the game just... Like, it has a neat story of what happens. It just, not enough happens. Like, the substance, like, reduces. Like, nothing really happens. It's just like, oh, power up the triggers, go see Violet again, Alter kidnaps her, end of the game, basically.
Thanks for waiting.
I'm gonna watch whatever this is and I'll continue talking.
You didn't have to rush, you know.
I figured I'd lose my nerve if I hung around too long.
Goodbyes are always hard. Home is where the heart is, after all. But hey, he'll be back soon enough. Lord Xantis of the Nine Lights guarantees it.
Man, you're so uncool. But at least you keep your promises.
Hey, easy on the sass.
Sorry for dragging you guys into this mess. These emblems are my problem.
Don't apologize. I encouraged you to take control of your own destiny from the start. I'll stick with you until the end. But...
Don't worry about me, Elise. I came to this decision myself.
Right. Well, then I'll just have to find a way to free you from those emblems for good. We have Libris on our side. With their blessing, anything is possible.
I told you I'm only a part of them. Sheesh.
You may as well give up now, Flum. Nothing stops her when she's this determined.
Now, that's just irresponsible. She'll land in hot water one of these days.
That's extra rich coming from you, big guy.
Is this like predicting a sequel?
And with that, we set out on a new journey.
Are they gonna do like a Trinity trigger too?
I have no idea how long it may last. Can I really break free from the emblems? At least think so, but we have no clear answer.
That's really beautiful art. I like that.
Like Igmint, other gods may try to interfere with our plans. But as long as I have Elise, Xantis, Flom, Waz, and Rai by my side, I think we have nothing to fear. Besides, my family's waiting for me. Both in Woodroost and in Stall. So you know what? I'm gonna grab fate by the horns. Ready to do this, Flom?
You bet, Cyan.
Are they like predicting a sequel? That's a really nice picture. There's a lot I have to say before we dive into whatever's gonna happen with the game. I just like, I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, the main problem is the game's length. And I don't mind the game's length because Trials of Mana 2020 or a Mana game aren't really long games either. But they at least are able to tell, like, they don't feel rushed or feel like padded, or not padded, the opposite of padded. They don't feel so empty. I feel like this game from the beginning to Stall, right, was actually a really good pace. But then after you get destroyed by Violet, they're like, okay, we gotta power up our triggers, which is a good goal. Have them be like, yeah, let's get stronger. That's a good goal for Cyan to do. But the journey from Stall to getting your triggers powered up was just uneventful. There were just not enough events after Stall. There should have been more that happened, and more like fleshing out more of the characters, or like character interactions. Maybe like fleshing out the relationship between Xantis and Rai, or Elise and Waz, or maybe even like building up Flom getting his memories back, because Flom getting his memories back was like the most out of nowhere thing ever. It was just like, hey, plot convenience. The plot demands it. We need Flom to get his memories back. More fleshing out of the character interactions and the characters in general would have been neat. Just more events happening after Stall before the final battle. It just felt really short to be like, oh yeah, we got our triggers powered up, let's go back to Violet. It didn't feel earned to me, so mostly I have a problem with the length just because the game doesn't really utilize its length super well, I feel. And then there's just so much about the world we don't know. Like, the lore is really interesting, but we didn't really get to see much of the gods. I guess maybe they're building up for a sequel. Maybe they'll do a sequel to Trinity Trigger with this kind of ending. I don't know. And even Elise and Xantis, I like the trio. I like Cyan, Elise, and Xantis. I think they're neat characters. They're not great characters. I think they're neat. More could have been done with them, but I think they're neat. I do like their, the interactions they had were pretty good. I think they're good enough. And even like Trials of Mana, the characters aren't like amazing. Mana games aren't known for being good on story and characters. So, I mean, the characters were fine in this game. They were neat. I think they served their purpose really well. But really, just, I wish the game was a little longer. Like, I don't normally ask games to be longer, but at least like a little longer. Like, more character moments would have been neat, and just more events. You don't have to necessarily make the game longer, but just more character interactions, because I did like these guys. I didn't love them, but I liked them. Like, these three characters were pretty good. And the triggers were also an interesting concept, but I think more lore on them would have been nice, because I kind of forgot about the triggers. The triggers just felt like weapons. Like, they didn't really, like, they kind of built up like, oh, Cyan and Flom were partners, but that, you didn't really feel that partnership between Cyan and Flom. You didn't really feel that they were close and they had a partnership going on. It was just kind of hard to invest in that, but more on the triggers would have also been neat. Other characters kind of just like there. Violet, more could have been done with her. Everyone else is just kind of like whatever, like fine. Like, You know, they don't have to be anything special. The characters in, like, Mana games aren't normally amazing, but really, I just wish this game was longer just so we can get more of the characters. But, overall, I enjoyed Trinity Trigger. I would probably give it, like, I don't know, a 6 out of 10. If that final boss wasn't terrible, maybe a 7, but I feel like a 6 out of 10 is fair because the boss barrier gauge got annoying at times. Well, let's load it up and see what happens. I'm curious. I'm going to make a separate save file for this. We're in Wood Roost.
Trinity Trigger.
Yeah, I'm in Wood Roost.
All right.
I just have everyone. The game, like, over. Hey, Fionn.
Hey, Sai.
Welcome home. What's the occasion? It's pretty heavy, so I'll carry it. It has so many gears.
Yeah.
What's this device? Oh, I never gave you the artifact, did I? A Varna artifact from ages ago. The technique for making it has been lost. Where in Trinitia did you find something so important? In some ruins, to be honest. I'd like to fix it up and donate it somewhere. But I'll leave it at our house until I can find just the right person to have it. Uh-huh. Alright, then I'll have to display it somewhere nice. Is the game really just over? That ending was like super... That ending was like super like, hey, we're opening it up for like maybe a sequel?
All right. All right.
I mean, there's nothing here, so I guess everything's done? I'm gonna be honest. If that's the case, I think I'm gonna end the playthrough then, because it doesn't look like there's anything else. I was kind of hoping there was like some kind of thing at the end here. Oh, what the heck? What the heck? We have side quests to do? Maybe the game's not over yet. Hang on. Maybe the game is not over yet.
Listen to this.
Get this, get this! Get what? You have a new lead or something? You know me well. Someone found an entrance to the depths of the Sandsea Labyrinth.
Woohoo!
I hear a tunnel connects it to the Sandsea Labyrinth. A cave-in blocked off the labyrinth's depths about 50 years ago, right?
Well,
And yet, Manacom harvested from there still finds its way to the markets. People have speculated about a secret path to the depths for,
listen
well,
to
ever.
this.
I'd love to get my hands on some Sardonyx. Ooh, I want to go right
Did
now.
you say?
No, wait, if you get yourself in danger again.
Oh,
Boy.
Who cares? Oh, I know that look. She's dead set on doing this. Fine, we'll go get it for you. Huh? Really, really? You're the best, Elise. Thank you so much. So there's more side quests to do. I'm gonna accept all of these and we'll see if any of them are like, hey, I want to do them. There's another side quest in Sandheim. Probably north. I'm gonna just pick up all these side quests and I'll decide on doing them. I don't know. The game was good, but if it's just side quest...
Hey.
I mean, they will give me more interactions with the characters, maybe. Hey, aren't you the folk who are heading exploring every armor in the land? That's us. Why do you ask? I knew it. I have a request that'd be easy peasy for people like you. Let's hear it. So a new armor entrance has appeared. My buddy went inside but hasn't returned. It's been days since he left. Now I'm worried sick. And for good reason. Cyan, we have to find them. Right. What's your friend's name? Can you give us any leads?
Sorry.
Oh, thank you so much. His name is David. He's in the interrogator. Got it. Leave the rest to us. We might do these side quests. I don't know.
What should I look up?
I still never got the Liba, huh? Part of me wants to do the side quests just to do them. At the same time, though,